Hello again and welcome to the Warhammer 40K Imperial Guard Tactics video. So before we start, as usual, I want to say a big thank you to Bo Frankie for sending in some pictures of an Apocalypse game that he played. 600 power level of Eldar and 600 power level of Chaos, so that's 1200 power level, sandwiching 1200 power level of Cadian, Krieg, Sisters and Knights, and even a Titan with some Black Templars and some Grey Knights. Absolutely epic. 2400 power level, guys. Now that is Apocalypse. It's absolutely incredible. Just the amount of stuff crammed into that space is really, really cool. So thank you both for sending these in. Really appreciate it. If any of you guys have got any cool pictures you want to send in to me, please post on my Facebook page. There'll be a link down in the description below. And if it's cool or good or just something you want to show off painting wise, then I'll use it in one of the videos and I'll give you a little shout out. So speaking of Apocalypse, sometimes in the Apocalypse what you need is a Demolisher cannon, because if it needs to be killed, you might as well absolutely demolish it. Now, in the recent chapter approved, guys, Demolisher cannons got cut in half by their points. Went from 40 points to 20 points. And they now seriously are a good contender for being one of the go-to weapons that you can use on your Leman Russes. We all know the battle cannon's good, but the Demolisher cannon is fantastic. And what the Demolisher cannon does is it's really good. It's 24-inch range, it's strength 9, it's AP -3, and it's D6 damage. Now you get D3 shots with it unless you're shooting a unit with more than 5 models in it, or 5 or more models, and then you get D6 shots. And that's really powerful. Essentially, guys, this thing can be used to take on big vehicles, because its strength 9 means that it can wound nearly anything on the game on 3s. But also, it can be used to take on big units of infantry, because that D6 shots against squads of 5 or more is really powerful. The AP -3 does make a big difference as well, guys. It really does. It means that most marine equivalent models are only getting a 5+ save in cover or 6+ out of cover. It's really good. A big thing with Demolisher cannons is that the fact they've only got a 24-inch range. That's the big thing with them. Which means if you want to fire twice with them, you're only moving 5 inches, which means Demolisher generally only has a 29-inch threat bubble. So it is possible for your opponent to outmaneuver them. But if you catch them, you will kill them. They're an absolute classic as well. One other thing I say that really goes in their favour is they're one of the original Leman Russ designs. They're an absolute classic. They're just cool. Rule of cool is really important with Demolisher. Now, there are a couple of ways that I would run the Demolisher to get maximum effectiveness out of it. The first way I would consider is the Vostroyan Regimental Doctrine. That adds 6 inches to its range. A 30-inch Demolisher cannon plus a 5-inch move, 35-inch threat range. That makes a big difference. Because one of the big weaknesses of the Demolisher is you have to get close, which means you can be tied up. Another thing I would consider, obviously, with them is the Mordian Doctrine. The Mordian Doctrine combined with, if you have to get close, combined with defensive gunners, combined with the new armoured fist stratagem, means that you will be hitting on 4s, rerolling hits on Overwatch. If the enemy's going to come and get you, at least they're going to take a hell of a lot of damage getting in. I would generally run my Demolisher cannons on tank commanders. Okay. The reason I would do this is because you want to be you want to be getting the most bang for your buck. If you were to run Demolisher cannons in a Cadian list, how I would run it is I would go something like up to like 7 Leman Russes. Now that the points decreases, you could take Pask to babysit 3 regular Leman Russes, and they could all, that's 4 Leman Russes just fire support. Then you could have 3 tank commanders, all in Demolishers, all pushing up. That means they're all going to either be able to re-roll the amount of shots they get with pound them into dust, the Cadian specific tank order, Or you can use to reroll ones, hitting on 3s. The overlapping fields of fire, that could be hitting on 1s, rerolling 1s, hitting on 2s. With Demolisher cannons, 6d3 shots against a big target. That's big. That's big. The sponsored choices. Okay, if I was going for Stroyum, I'd be tempted to go for sponsored choices like maybe even multi-melters because they're cheaper now, or plasma cannons. Because if a Destroyer Demolisher has that ability to be a bit further back, a bit more of a fire support unit, so you want to be putting maximum anti-tank on this thing. Okay, if you're going to be running a Demolisher, it's going to be up close and personal with the enemy. Maybe a Catachan one, for example. I'd run triple Heavy Flamer on it, and because Heavy Flamer's got cheaper now, I'd run triple Heavy Flamer, Tank Commander, Demolisher, Lehman Russ. It's expensive. It's 45 point Tank Commander plus about 45 points for the. It's about 220 points. It's about 220 points. If you don't take it as a Tank Commander, but then you might not want to take it as a Tank Commander in a Catachan Force because you won't be getting advantage of. You're getting advantage on the cannon, but you won't be getting advantage on the Heavy Flamers. So maybe a bare bones Catachan one with a Heavy Flamer on the front, that could work as a Tank Commander, or as a regular Catachan Demolisher, I'd go for 3 Heavy Flamers and the Demolisher Cannon, which will put you at 200 points roughly, just under, about 190 points. It's pretty good. 190 points with 3 Heavy Flamers and Demolisher Cannon firing twice, and you can get reroll hits on the reroll the amount of shots you get from the main cannon. Burn them out. The Catachan Doctrine allows you to get extra shots with the Flamers as well. There's a lot of potential from one little Demolisher. That I think now, I think if I was to run Demolishers now, I'd always consider taking them in pairs. If you're going to run them cheap, almost suicide units, I'd take them in 3s. But a pair of Demolishers fully kitted out is a nasty prospect that your opponent's going to have to deal with. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the Demolisher, guys. Only reason I've not been using mine is because it was so expensive. I don't think I really have an excuse not to run it anymore. I've got a classic metal Demolisher with a las cannon, twin plasma cannons. I'm going to use that bad boy as a tank commander in my Mordian army. Just rule of cool, guys. Absolute rule of cool. And it'll be bloody effective as well. So, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me what you guys think about a Demolisher now at a bit of a points cost. I think it's really, really good. What do you guys think? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.